probably the most professional person who's been on this show this whole year. Like, you are on fucking time. Yo, my brother, what's up, man?
Hey, this is important to me. I watch your show. This is important to me.
Yo, Tank, man, I'm happy to have you, my brother. You know, I don't know. They don't believe me when I tell people, you know, I know you. You know, we family. Every time I bring somebody up here, they think I'm full of shit. But they don't know who I know.
Yes, sir.
Simple as that.
You're worldwide, my brother.
How you doing, man? How you been during this COVID, Tank?
Man, you know what's crazy is that during the first lockdown, you know, I discovered that, you know, that we as a family, especially my house, we weren't COVID proof. A lot of the things that I needed in order to, you know, survive and maintain my daily lifestyle, I didn't have. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was important to me to build this studio. It was important to me to build myself a gym. It was important enough to me to, you know what's crazy too? What the pandemic showed me? And I'm gonna go off subject, but we'll come back. You know what it showed me? It showed me how much my wife does to run this household.
That's so real, man.
Bro.
That's so real. And especially the beginning of the COVID, my wife was cooking 3-4 meals a day, man. We had her slaving over there. One day she just went crazy on me. One day she just, no, I swear to God, you know when they say every now and then they go crazy, like the COVID, the quarantine?
Absolutely.
She walked in with like a radio, like the Beats radio, and me and my daughter was watching some Netflix and she was blasting that shit, you know, playing her music, and we was like, oh, Mom, we're watching a movie. She kept blasting that shit. Yo, she was like over the top trying to start with us because she had it. She had it with the COVID, with the quarantine. And yo, yes, so we are very blessed.
I've learned to be more of a help. You know what I mean? Because and not because listen, we all have roles to play, right? And so we try to draw that line in the sand. This is what I do, this is what you do. But if you're capable of more, do more. I'm capable of doing more. I'm capable of doing my part, but also helping my wife with hers, right? And so as I help alleviate that stress for her, she then becomes more for me. She has more left over for me. Cause I need.
Yo, Tank, is you writing a fucking song right now? Or you doing the Fat Joe Big Show? Yo, you so full of shit right now, Tank. Yo,
I'm
Tank,
serious.
La 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 la. Yo, Tank, that's a hit record. Another one. Let me tell you something, yo, Tank. You was with your wife for 17 years, then you tied the knot. What was it? What? Because I feel like people who never get married just never get married. But after 17 years, you said, I'm going to get married. Why did you tie the knot?
Okay, so let me break it down. So I met her on my video shoot in 2000 for my first video, right? Fresh in LA. And she walks in and I'm like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
She blew your mind like Vanessa and Kobe.
Man,
met at the video shoot. Kobe Bryant met Vanessa Bryant at the video shoot. But Gab, you seen her in the video shoot and you said, holy Christ.
So we became friends. I had a situation then. She had a situation as well. We became friends, just good friends. And we would kind of stay in contact, hang out from time to time. And we finally got into a relationship in about 2004. We got into a relationship about 2004. Lasted a couple years. We went through some shit. We broke up. On the edge of our breakup, you know, I say, well, I mean, I can't miss out on it all. You know what I'm saying? The sex is great. You know, we should still take advantage of that. We end up having a baby. So we have a baby, but we're still broken up. I move on to another relationship for like 5-6 years. She moves on to another relationship for like 5-6 years doing her own thing. What we went through was so traumatic. I had vowed, like, let alone be in love, I'll never kiss this woman again. I'll never hug this woman again. Like, for all intents and purposes, I hate this woman. But we have a baby together. That's fine. We're gonna work this part out. After my breakup, my long relationship that I had, I don't know how, I don't know why, just all of a sudden out of the blue, she and I just started talking. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, you know, it was a heartbreak for me. So she was the person that I actually was confiding in about my heartbreak. And, you know, the confiding turned into the movies.
That's some R&B shit for real,
hey,
man. Go ahead.
The movies turned into Netflix, you know what I'm saying? Netflix turned into chill, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, I'm like, am I in love with this woman again? We was back.
Was she thinking the same thing?
Oh no, listen, she had been planning this.
Oh,
she had been saying, I'm gonna get you back. I'm going to get you. You're going to be my man again, my husband. You're going to. And I kept denying, I ain't gonna be nothing to you. Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Once you break up and you move on with other relationships, I almost think it's impossible to come back. But it has happened a million times.
It has happened.
No, it has happened a million times. But I think, you know, the guy in us, you know, the macho say, nah, we ain't fucking with that. But then it can happen.
That's exactly what it was because here's the thing about us, right? And we got to be honest about us. When it comes to that, the relationship part of it, we real suckers for real. We are. Like we not built like we act like we built when we out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like we can shoulder the load. You know what I'm saying? And handle anything that come our way.
Right. So what do you mean? You mean like most men act like if break it down, Tank.
Watch this, because let's just think about how most men operate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? In the confines of just the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really talks about that. You know what I'm saying? And
if these women can hear the type of shit these guys is talking,
come on, man.
I've always wondered what the fuck they talk about. Because we get in there, yeah, you know that. I mean, it takes 30 seconds for a stranger, a man you just met. Yo, Tank, what up? This is my man Giorgio. That door closed.
Yeah.
And guys get to talking so much shit.
Reckless.
I mean, anybody, Chinese, white, green, brown, they just go. And I'm not saying, sometimes I try to analyze women. I say, they gotta be talking some shit we don't know about.
They are, right? But here's the imbalance, right? If we really do the math on the things we've done versus their one thing that they do, and how we react, how we ready to cut the tie and cut the rope, but they hold on in spite of how dirty we can be. We're not built for it. We're not built for that emotional roller coaster of saying, you know what, I forgive you. And I hope that some of me didn't push you into a space to where you had to do what you did. Let's move on and get better. Because women are built like that. Women are built to say, you know what? I still love you. You know what I mean? Let's figure this out and let's move. Men, we catch half a violation. If we catch
we don't want to think about our girls getting doggy style or some wild shit. Like once you get into and don't let you see the motherfucking he cocked diesel 6-pack, you know, looking like my man from what's my man from Stella got the groove back and shit. You know, you go to Jamaica, they got the statues where the penis is a mile long. You don't even want to imagine that guy from Stella got the groove back took your girl. Like this is some bullshit for real.
And so that's why I say we're not built, we're not equipped. Women are equipped to handle so much more pressure. You know what I mean? And so we gotta be able to respect that thing.
Tank, I tell my friends, I got like 1 or 2 friends that I love. And they're really, 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 really in love with their girlfriends. And if we just joking, the opposite side of it, my man would be, oh, I love my girl so much. I love her so much. And I'll be like, yo, my brother, you know, and so when it goes so much, when you got somebody that's your homie that's in so much love, you worry about if he catches her, and this is when men go, they can't handle that. So you worry because people commit suicide, they use drugs, they just, you know, the cope. So I try to tell a guy who just loves too much, a guy that loves 110%, to me, that's dangerous.
Well, I'm going to tell you how I love, right? I'm going to tell you how I love my wife. I love her through her imperfections. I love her through the mistakes she hasn't made. She hasn't made them yet. She hasn't. She's been perfect. But she's also a human, right? And so to say that we're going to be together for the next 40, 50, 60 years and she's going to be perfect, for me to assume that about her, for me to put that pressure on her, that would be delusional. That would be delusional.
You know, I take my wife for granted, and I think I'm that nigga. I can't lie to you, Tank.
Yes, sir.
But I must be delusional, crazy, on some bullshit. I don't know what to tell you. We've been together 26 years, and I be thinking like, you know, you know. But, you know, it's shit crazy, man. It's a real
crazy.
world, Tank.
It's a real world. And every day, I make sure I get in that gym and do what I'm supposed to do. Because I know there's another dude with a body and a voice trying to take what's mine. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
And so any woman that tells you, any guy, yeah, there's killers. Yeah, there's tough guys out there. But any guy that think a guy won't hit on his girl because he's tough or something like that, that's the greatest lie ever told. When you go to the movie Troy.
Come on, man. Don't reference my favorite movie. Don't go to my favorite movie.
Yo, that's one of my favorite movies. I mean, this guy started a war where millions of people died over this girl. Like, and he was a coward compared to her husband.
To what she had. She had a king.
She had a
king.
fucking
She had a
king
soldier.
that kills.
She had a stomped down soldier.
All he wanted to do was kill the guy. All he wanted to do, he was like, yo, please, brother, let me kill this guy. Please, brother. He violated me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had a friend, I can't really talk too crazy, right? This is a fact. And I've said this on this show before. I blame women, right? I blame women.
Mm-hmm.
A woman that knows. This is a woman, and y'all watching.
Mm-hmm.
A woman that knows that her man's a killer, that he killed. This man killed. Like, he's got guns in the house. He's a straight killer. He's one of them guys. And you go cheat when you know that, like Missy said, don't you know that man killed?
Don't you
like,
know that man killed?
Right? And so this other guy who may not know about him or think he's cool enough to hit it, don't realize he's going down. Yeah. And so she knows she got the power in her hand, and she know, yo, if he catches him, he's going to kill this guy, right? I never liked that about certain women. Let me tell you a story. I had a friend, he's in jail for life, right? Mm-hmm. And he was obviously a killer. And he'll come. Now I never seen shit like this, Tank. He would come, he'd go, oh, guys, and everybody's like, no, what happened? What's going on? The Nana, she cheated on me again. And everybody's like, no, there's no way she cheated on you, because we know this guy, he about to kill. Like, you know, there's no question. He's killing somebody, right? So he's like, no, there's no way. Yeah, the Nana, she's been cheating again. And I remember I used to sit here and think about his wife and be like, yo, what's wrong with this woman? She know this boy about to let it go, and she'll still, I mean, ladies got to think about that. Just think about that. If you know you got a guy who's 730 that you with, and that's what turns you on, and you know he's going to kill homie that works in the cleaners Don't do it. No, it's a fact, though.
Yeah, but to circle back, right? We started getting into the imbalance of men and women, and when men and women and what they can handle. I had to forgive a whole lot of things. I had to heal in a whole lot of places, and I had to grow up. You know what I'm saying? And say, you know what? I'm nowhere near perfect. I wasn't nowhere near perfect. And what happened to me was due. I was due that. I was owed that. The universe made sure that some of that foolishness that I put out there came back to me. And that's exactly what that was.
The shit will come back, huh?
Woo! And I had to
somehow, some way, it always come back.
Always comes back. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my lessons. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna roll with these punches. I love this woman, and we're gonna figure it out for the rest of our lives. And here we are.
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing. Definitely, we're the worst. Guys are the worst, man. Guys are the worst.
And
guys are the worst. But there's something about a guy. We can leave this subject, but there's something about a guy that he could cheat 20, 30, 40 times. But he catches woman once, and this guy, he want to die. He want to kill everything. He vomiting. He just can't take it. And there's guys who specialize on sleeping with guys' wives. There's guys who get off.
We know those guys. Joe, we know those guys.
No, they love it.
That's what they do.
And that's what they do. But one day they get the wrong guy, and you can
get tricked.
Hey,
you don't mess with a man woman. You don't mess with a man woman. You don't mess with a man money, and you don't mess with a man kids. Get out of there.
Man. That's the home run right there. The kids, the money, and the women. But the thing is, what people got to understand, I live in Florida, and it's a gun state.
Open carry.
Hey, I'm in New York right now. If somebody argue with me over a parking spot and the guy get too crazy, I'm going outside to throw hands. Right in New York. I'm going outside to throw hands.
Yeah.
It's not a gun state.
Right.
In Miami, if the skinniest guy on earth is threatening me at the gas station, I know to get my ass going because he got the biggest gun I've ever seen in my life.
He's got it.
He's got one. Right? They all got guns, right? Legally. Right? So I go one time, and I'm in the club. This is many, many years ago. And some girl comes in front of me. I ain't gonna lie, the girl was beautiful. And she's dancing, and she's like, hi, neighbor. And I'm like, oh, what's up? And she was like, you the guy with the big house, this, that. I was like, oh, yeah. She was like, well, I live next door. My man's the football player, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah, I know homeboy, right? Now, he's no gangster. He's just a football player, but he lives next door. And I say hi to him every day. Yo, what's up? Yo, keep it moving. That's the over the top. That you actually say hi to a guy and you do something with this girl that you say hello, that you know him, that's when you die, Tank. That's when you die. So the girl's talking about Joey Crack and this and that. And she trying to push up on me. Yeah. And then I'm like, I said, miss, let me tell you something. First of all, you say hi to my wife all the time. Number two is your husband lives next door. I say hi to him all the time. If I do something with you and that man find out, he going to blow my head off down the fucking block.
Absolutely.
Because he got a gun in the house, because everybody got a gun in Florida. He's enraged. Yeah. He comes out, boom! And so y'all gotta really be careful.
The women have to be careful in putting men in positions to cash these checks they can't cash. Stop doing that. I understand that there's a moral responsibility, but I digress. I know you want to move on, but
and vice versa. Tell these guys stop being scumbags. Let's try to respect 2021 post-COVID.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so, man, that was a great set. I mean, that was the best shit in the world. Name some of the songs. I know them, but some of the songs you have written for other artists.
Wow. I guess I'll start kind of at the beginning. I wrote.
Because the reason why I'm asking you this, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to this, and then you can start. But most guys, no disrespect, they write smash hits for other artists.
Mm-hmm.
They truly want to be artists, and they never blow up themselves and become superstars themselves.
Right.
The most writers really wanted to be a superstar, ended up writing, getting money, publishing, getting big checks.
Mm-hmm.
But you are one of the very few that managed to do both. You are a superstar in your own right, and you're a fucking legendary songwriter as well.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work for you? And name some of the songs that you wrote for certain artists.
I wrote a couple game-changing records. I love mentioning these records because, like, I was able to help a guy by the name of Omarion go from being in a group to being into B2K to transitioning from a kid to a grown man solo superstar. And
which
that's
is very, 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 very hard.
Very hard.
This is why
Very
you
hard.
see Zendaya, who did Disney, now she's doing Euphoria, drugs, sex. Justin Bieber get tattoos all over his body. They gotta act crazy because the kids, once they know you from baby, they don't want to see you as an adult.
Absolutely.
So now continue, Tank. It's a very hard thing to do.
It's very hard. And I said, and we were sitting down in the piano room. And I said, you need a song called "Oh." You need a song that's going to make your name resonate with grown women, with older women who want to, have sexual relations. You know what I'm saying, with your music. And I said, this is what we're gonna do. And I started playing the chords, and I said, we're gonna go, oh, that's gonna. And I went, cooked up a track. Me and my guys, we came in on like a Saturday, wrote the song, and "Oh" was born. And I watched this kid go from spin number 1 to stages in an arena by himself. And I was like, wow. I was also able to write and produce a song to bring back a guy by the name of Marcus Houston, who was also in the group. But it was like, I'm doing my solo thing, man. Put something together for me, a song called "Naked." And I was like, I got something. We're gonna tamper with this Prince vibe. We're gonna tamper with some of this. We're gonna make you mysterious. It worked. And
so
God,
you get inspired by like old vibe, like what I'm hearing. Yesterday I'm listening to Marvin Gaye, I'm listening to Sexual Healing, and it's going, oh, and that's what I heard yesterday. All the times I listened to the song, I heard, ooh, and these songs inspire us to make new shit 2021. So you said I'm gonna go into that Prince chamber.
It was like when I see an artist, I'm instantly in Taylor mode, right? Because I don't have songs laying around waiting for people to, to come by and rummage through my songs and see what they like. This is not a rummage sale. Like, I'm a custom tailor. You know what I'm saying? I built to fit. You know what I'm saying? So I need your measurements. You know what I'm saying? I need to see what colors you've worn before, what color palette looks good on you, what type of fabrics lay well on you. You know what I'm saying? And then the biggest thing of all is I need to understand your life. So before we get into making records, let's hit the mall, man. Let's go grab some food, man. Let's chop it up about life so that I can build something around you, because this is not about me anymore. It's not really about me anymore. Like, I'm here to help you. I'm here to put you together. Like, that's why.
And it's been hits, but it's been artists that wrote for other artists, but it always sounds like their song, right? So you got to be able to make a song where you're saying, I'm making a song for you. Nobody don't even got to know Tank wrote it. I just got to get my money. And then this is you.
People, I was talking to Jason Joshua yesterday, and he said, Tank, he said, bro,
Love Jason Joshua.
my brother for 21 years, gave me my first big producer check from DreamWorks, him.
Wow.
Right? And he said, Tank, you need to put a tag on your production because nobody knows you produce. I was like, I've never wanted it that way where people could pick me out and say, oh yeah, that's Tank. That's just Tank. Oh yeah, I've heard that before. That's Tank. Or and limit myself and box myself into let's say I tag a song goes super big. You know how the labels do. We need 10 more of those songs. We need 19 more of those songs that sound like that. Then we get into this cookie cutter process. I've never wanted to be part of that. So there's so many songs that I've written and produced, from Jamie Foxx to Chris Brown to Kelly Rowland to all the way across the board. I got over 200 songs written, produced, and released, like out in the field. And people don't know I did it. And I'm okay with that because the artists know where to go and the labels know where to send the check. I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, Tank, man. And so it's somebody who's the most interesting. Who's the most interesting artist? In all honesty, like earlier I had an interview and I said, oh man, they got me. A million Zooms today all over Europe. They've been working me since 12. But earlier somebody asked me a question and said, who is like the artist you most excited to work with? Or you and I had to say Chris Brown. And the reason is not only I worked with him, we did the video for Another Round, and he went on that beach and started going. And I was like, oh, shit, this guy, he's fucking different. When I seen him hitting the moves in the beach, splashing the water, ripping his shirt, this shit was like 40 degrees out there. And he going, another round. I was like, oh, my God, this guy is the best.
He's a monster. And I'm glad you said it first because I was going to say it too. So now we can just talk about it. I've been knowing Chris Brown. Like that's been my little brother since he was 14. Like, and I've watched him go from us giving him songs to him not needing songs. To me calling him into the studio, say, listen to this, I got this for you. This is going to be crazy. To him calling me in the studio and saying, yeah, I got this for us, big bro. I need you to get on this verse. And I'm like, how did you absorb all of that information that fast? I just gave it to you. Literally just gave it to you. Your second album, you don't need any help. You don't need nobody. And I got to sing my ass off to compete with my apprentice. He's going at me. Like going at me. Same story as you. We do a song called Shots Fired. I'm like, little bro, I need you for the video. He said, cool, just do this. Like, just set this up for me. Like, one thing about CB, like, that's one of the most generous, loving entities. Man, if people just knew what this man does from the kindness of his heart. That man has never charged me a dime. It's always showed up early. It's always
let me tell you something. I was in Africa, bro. I was in Africa at a concert. Me, Chris Brown, Sierra, and the man came up to me and said, yo, let's work. And I was in Africa. And I'm getting back on my feet because I had this tax issue. And I said, for real? I said, people don't lie to Fat Joe. When you tell Fat Joe you can do something, you do it. Like, no, it's real talk.
That's right.
Tell you the truth.
That's right.
I was like, you don't lie to Fat Joe. I prefer you to not say that. But if you say that, then you got to do it.
We got to get it.
Nah, I got you. And so we went back. I went back to Cool and Dre. And we started Young Lad. We started cooking up. And then he did it. And that was beyond generous of him. This guy, Lil Wayne's the same type of guy that you can't even begin to understand how much Lil Wayne has done for people and never charged people and always showed up. And he's always there. But those are my two favorite in that category.
Listen, Chris showed up. We did the Shots Fired video. And Chris said, I'll be there, bro. And this boy jumped on top of the bar and started dancing. And literally, we supposed to be shooting the video. We supposed to be turning up. It's a club scene. We are all standing there watching Chris
Staring
Brown.
at him.
Just watching him like, look at this dude, man. Look at this. And I'm like, is this my video? This is my video.
Yeah, you like, I got him.
It's my shit.
You want them to do the shit. You want it to
want
be
him to do it.
Yeah, you
and
want
another
magic.
guy. I'll give you another guy who is just probably, I mean, next to Chris Brown, one of the most phenomenal talents human beings ever, and that's Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
I mean,
well, Jamie Foxx is an all-around, probably the most talented person in the world. Just
ever.
like
Greatest entertainer of all time.
Yeah. Acting and comedy and music and
absolutely.
I mean, that guy there, he's the Sammy Davis Jr. He's everything, man. He's Jamie Foxx's Ray.
He's special, bro. He's the guy who saved my life. Without Jamie Foxx, Tank would have been, back in Maryland somewhere playing at the local church. Jamie Foxx said, I said, I'm done with music. I'm out. This is the game. The game is rigged. They're not spending that kind of money on me. I'm better than him. I'm better than them. I was in that mode. And he said, if you quit, well, what I'm gonna do? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? He said, I get it from you. I said, what? He said, I learn from you. I listen to you. He said, this is what we gonna do. Him and his sister in his kitchen. He said, you're gonna live in my house and you're gonna use my computer. You're gonna use my studio until you figure your shit out.
Wow.
And
wow.
That got me back. Listen, got me back. He's got albums worth of songs sitting in his computer that I've recorded. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I remember one time I was in Circle House in Miami. This is before I knew you produced and wrote songs. And you was just hanging out with us for hours and talking shit, and we was chilling. And the next thing I knew, you were writing for an artist. And I sat there and I said, oh shit, Tank writes hits for other artists. I didn't know, I seen it with my own eyes. And it was another big artist. And I was just sitting there and I was like, holy shit, yo, Tank is ill with the pen. He and that's amazing. It's
here's the crazy part.
Art.
Here's why R&B is so, it's so easy to me, right? And my manager Jay always hates on me when I say this. But I started out as a rapper. I never knew that. My name was MC Hurricane. Okay? All right? Don't laugh at that, Joe. This is real spit right here, okay? I was MC Hurricane. My English teacher in the 10th grade used to let me and another guy battle rap every Friday in class.
Wow.
I would battle rap.
And the teacher was cool.
Teacher was cool. Like growing up in Milwaukee as a kid, I was rapping on such a high level, they would take me around the neighborhood, to rap against, the OGs, you know what I'm saying? The Gangster Disciples would be over here. They had a rapper. I'll go rap against them. Then the Vice Lords, they had a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Some blocks down. I was a kid, unaffiliated, but the gangsters would take me around and let me rap, and I'd do my rap. I had a rap called Rated R that I would close the show with. I would kill him with Rated R.
That's crazy.
So when I'm doing R&B now, it's like, it's slowed down. You know how they say the game slows down? You know what I'm saying? And you can see the moves before they happen. Like, that's what R&B is to me. Like, it's slowed down. I can anticipate.
Everybody yelling on the comment. This is what we call a joker moment. When someone comes up here and says something we never heard before, we call it like a Joker Winfrey. It's a Joker moment. So everybody's like a Joker moment, a joke. All the comments is like a Joker moment, We got one. MC Hurricane.
MC Hurricane.
Yo, that is crazy. And so to speak about what you're alluding to, I used to write with Big Pun, rest in peace. And Big Pun was and he would take the same piece of paper and fit 50 words on one line. So it'd be like, that unanimous, unanimous, and then even though I discovered him, I put him on, he taught me how to write. Right. And so he would teach me. And so my pen went into, so because he was so much of a genius, so incredible, I'm doing all these songs with him. The people don't notice I'm spitting my ass off too. It's hard. It's a hard shadow. It's hard to get that look because he was better, but he was teaching me. And so all those records we did together, that, you all, that. Then when the game switched up after he passed, and I was like, yeah, you see me on it when it, you see me? I be looking at these kids like, yo, this is the easiest shit I ever seen in my life. I had the
But see the other part about you, Joe, is that, you know what I mean? Before the idea of lifestyle was a thing, right? Your lifestyle was in your music. Like, we believed you. You know what I'm saying?
No, like,
it was real, and we knew that, and that made it more exciting for us to participate with you. You know what I'm saying? For us to rap along with you.
You know what I figure out, Tank, and this is all these years later. I used to think I had to be as good as Nas, Jay-Z, and Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
So in the summertime, when I'm lit, I'm in the house with Pun, trying to become the nicest guy lyrically in the world.
Right.
And practicing and I kept trying to get more lyrical. But as life goes on, and I've studied the hip-hop game, people don't love you just because they love them because they're more lyrical. People love French Montana because he goes, and he got swag. Or Cardi B because of her personality and she makes great music. Biz Markie was one of my favorite rappers. He wasn't as lyrical as Big Daddy Kane, but I love what Biz brought to the game.
Entertaining, completely entertaining.
I realized that later on. That people, and what you're saying is a fact. When they first heard me, I wasn't as good as I am now, but people knew this guy real. And when you talk to your cousins from New York, they was like, oh no, he was doing that thing. And so now you're like, oh, I fucks with him.
Yeah.
You know, he was doing that thing. Like, you know, and they love you for different aspects. It's a true story.
And it's tough to do that because we dabble in a world that for the most part is smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people ain't telling the truth. You know what I mean? Because they don't feel like their truth makes good entertainment or makes good music. And I found that the people that lead with the truth, they shine because what you have is yours, right? I was talking to an artist today. He said, what separates you from everybody else? I said, the same thing that separates you from everybody else. Your life. That's your fingerprint. Your perspective on your life and the things that you went through, those are the things that separate you. That's what they have to come get from you that they can't get from nobody else. Where's Joe been? What has Joe seen? What has Joe done? And you put that on record.
Yeah, it's crazy. And my songs, and this is an interview about you, but my songs, well, my biggest hits, they go like this. They come at you. They lean back. They make it rain. They, you know, I'm all the way up. It comes at, yes. Like, and sometimes it's hard for me when we're working on music and Cool and Dre. They want me to make an ill song, but it's smooth. And I'm like, the Fat Joe records, I know the energy. It like come at you like.
You used to shaking the club up. Yeah. You used to shaking people up. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's that, you know, it's many, Tech, man, it's many a nights, man, I drop, you know, big anthems, and it's nothing like stepping on that stage when that motherfucker ringing off. Like doing Summer Jam in 72,000, doing the lean back, the second week, that shit out. And I turn around and Kanye West is peeking out the back. Like, and everybody going, and you're like, it's not like standing, hitting that stage when that shit cranking. Or
that's That's hard to do. That's in an anomaly sector where you're able to do that again and again and again. How old are you, Joe?
I'm 50 years old.
That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
No, it's
Joe, right
impossible.
now, 50 years old, you can go hit a stage, a summer jam stage, with every little nim, little whoever it is.
Yeah.
And you will burn the house down at 50.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
they fuck with
regular.
me. They fuck with me. They fuck
It's
with
not
me.
regular. It's not regular,
Nah,
Joe.
it's not. It's not.
Us still being here in 2021 is not regular. It's
But
not.
Tank, the reason why they couldn't be done with Fat Joe is I come from a special time, from a special cloth.
Absolutely.
Of where the guys were extra. You know what I mean? The guys would stand outside, change 10 times a day. Pele jackets and change their chains and then change their whips. And it was about whoever's driving down 55th or 125th or like and dudes was changing their whips and it's just a cloth. I'm just the last one out here still doing what my era was doing on the streets. So when I bring it in, they be like, and so when you try to question, you go, but this guy's from a cloth, man. This guy's, when you want to hate on Fat Joe, you just go, yo, it's just, man, why this guy got that? Wait, and you try to really like figure it out, and it's like, yo, I'm from that cloth.
It's a cloth that they thirst for at this very moment. It's why all the records are being sampled. It's why all the retro gears now the new gear. Like, it's the cloth that they seek. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain type of foundation that was laid at that particular time that you can't reproduce that. All you can do is go back and just grab pieces of it and try to somehow bring it to the future. You understand what I'm saying? And so while we're from that place, you know what I'm saying, we're blessed to be the bridge between that foundation and where this thing is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're blessed to be that bridge.
I'll tell you a crazy story. One time I came out of a club in the Bronx. It was the Zodiac 2 on Jerome Avenue. It's probably a church now. And I remember I came out and the sun was coming up. And when I came out, it was like 7 cars outside. It was Roxanne Shante, Bismarck in the car, Big Daddy Kane, MC Shan. When I tell you the whole Juice Crew had the wide body kit Benzes and the fucking trucks with the Gucci. And I remember just being a young kid, a teenager, like, this is a movie. I was like, yo, this is, and so that's how they was bringing it back in that day.
That's right.
I went to the Apollo. Big Daddy Kane came down from the sky in a toga with 2 chicks on the side in the Apollo Theater in Harlem. The dude just floated down, and I was like, oh my God, like, that's where we come from. That was the time. That's where we come from. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
It's gonna be pretty hard, but who is your top 5 R&B artists, singers of all time?
You gonna do that to me? Top 5. I got to start with Marvin.
Woo!
That's what I'm.
Oh, you went there? Oh, you went there, huh?
Starts.
Marvin, boy.
There's a scream on Distant Lover Live. When he sings Distant Lover Live, there's a scream when he goes, Distant Lover, and a girl screams. You can hear this individual scream like her life is over. Like it's done. I've been chasing that scream my whole career.
Wow,
Marvin Gaye.
wow, wow, wow. I don't want to stop. You only went Marvin Gaye. We still got four more. It's similar to me. In salsa music, my favorite of all time is Hector Lavoe. I never met him. And shout out Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony and me, that's my brother. He's the king. But Hector Lavoe was the original, right? And I was just talking to Mark Anthony on the phone before we got on. Shout out my brother Mark. I love you.
That's a bar. That's a
But
bar.
I listened to Hector Lavoe joints because he got live albums where he is talking so much shit, Tank.
Right.
He gets on stage right after the biggest. So just imagine you got on right after Chris Brown, Usher, this, and he gets on and he says, nobody's like me. I'm the only guy that sings underwater, and when I sing outside, it's fire out my mouth. I dare the next one to come on. He's a salsa singer. He's threatening the whole concert, and I'm listening, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy he was like the Tupac. He was
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? He's a singer. And so I get what you're saying. Marvin, of course.
Marvin.
Who else?
Babyface.
Ooh, Babyface is one of my favorite. He might be on my top 5. Babyface is in my top 5.
And I put Babyface in there, and I'm not saying he's a top five vocalist, but I grade vocals in terms of their uniqueness as well. You know what I mean? And Babyface's uniqueness transcends time. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get.
I dare someone to battle the ad-libs. I dare them to battle the ad-libs.
Come on, man. Like that's what we got.
Where we go? So
That's what we got it from. We got it from.
Who's gonna love you, baby? The way that I do, now tell me where.
Come on. Show him your first tenor, Joe. Show him.
Nah, you touch the different. When you talk that baby face.
But Babyface, here's what Babyface was to me. While I was still a church kid, the Tender Lover album was an album of songs that I could sing to girls when they asked me to sing.
While you were on church.
While
you was in church.
I was still
that was still PG-13.
I could sing no song.
Some secular music, right? What they call it? Secular?
Yes, they called it secular music.
Secular.
So that's what he was. That's what he was to me. So I'm gonna go controversial on number 3. Controversial because I know
now
some
you
people
just saying the truth.
I'm gonna feel away, but you know it's hard to subtract the teachings and the impression as an artist that this man had on my career, and that's R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And I can't condone or confirm or deny what he's going through. That's his thing. That's
whatever
there.
He's doing.
Yeah, as a musical entity, I studied like I was in college, going for my master's.
He studied too. You know, I was very close friends with R. Kelly, and R. Kelly, you would go in the studio and he would play Marvin to death for hours, and you could hear it in his music when he would be like step, step, side to side, round and round, and so and all these songs he did. He was a very big student of the game. I remember one time I went in his studio. I really don't talk about him like that because this is a real touchy time. But being that you brought it up and we could talk about it because we talking.
Yes, sir.
He had a studio in Chicago that every room you went to was a different theme. So there's a room I went into and they had like soccer flags from different countries and they'd be like, ole, 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 right? And then I walk into another room and it's Africa. And he would have plants and shit all over. And then now this guy's a movie. This guy was beyond a movie. Every room you went to, it was like a different thing. You'll go in there and he was one of the greatest of all time. He's top 5. No question.
So my next 2 slots, I'm gonna put 2 singers in each of those slots. and 4 and 5. You'll see why.
Mm.
In slot number 4, I'm going to put Sean Stockman and Wanye from Boyz II
Oh,
Men.
you talking about Boyz II Men?
Yeah.
You taking only 2 of the Boyz II Men?
Those 2, yeah.
There's 4 Boyz II Men.
I'm taking those 2 vocally. Those 2. With my 5th slot, I'm going to take KC and JoJo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a different type of thing. You know, KC and JoJo.
And for my honorable mention.
And Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men.
And for my honorable mention, I'm going Joe.
Yeah, the honorable mention is Joe.
Monster.
No, fuck
and
with
when
Joe.
I say,
He's my guy. He saved our life. He jumped a big punch song. Boricua Morena. He's the guy who
from the studio to the stage, he's a monster.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've performed with him. I love your list, and it's true to your heart. To me, the greatest vocalist of all time is Luther Vandross. What? Yo, Tank, don't do that. I'm gonna have to hang up on you. Don't break my heart. This is my idol of all idols.
I love Luther, but Luther for me is light.
No.
Still in love with light. You
ain't never go.
It's not.
I like that. I like that.
It's just a preference
thing.
House
is not a home.
House is not a home. You know what I'm saying? It's light. Like,
and you ever seen Luther perform live?
Absolutely. But
where he would walk past the microphone and still be singing, and the mic is over there, and the whole stadium in here. Hey, now ain't nobody fucking with Luther. Yo, you gotta stop.
Listen,
listen,
Luther was great. I can't take nothing from Luther, but for what I'm into, he was a little light.
Yeah, you want it more like, you know.
I needed. When I say KC. I'm talking about a dog.
Oh yeah. You want that shit.
You talk about Wanye.
But I'm a Luther. I'm different. I done made so much gangster shit in my life that I want light. I want light.
You need some balance. You want some balance.
I do. Yeah. I need balance. So I go Luther. I go Anita Baker.
You said guys.
So this is all guys.
You said guys, yeah.
No, I said top 5 greatest R&B singers of all time. I have it down right here. Look, top 5 R&B singers of all time.
Oh,
I have the proof. You skip some ladies out there.
Oh, come on, man. Beyonce is one of the coldest
vocalists. So Beyonce is like you saying Beyonce vocally. No. Overall as an entertainer.
No.
As the greatest entertainer of all time is Michael Jackson, Beyonce, and Chris Brown right behind him. Greatest entertainers of all time. Dancing, jumping off on one finger. We're not. When you say vocally Beyonce.
Monster. People don't realize.
You know she has a duet with Luther, right? It's okay.
Yeah. You know what? See, here you go.
This world was mine. I would raise at your feet.
As a singer,
I seen Freddie Jackson one time. I almost beat him up for impersonating Luther.
He know he not Luther. He know he not Luther. They had some different issues. We won't get into that. But Beyonce, people don't know what Beyonce doesn't do. Beyonce is very amazing at controlling her vocal. And giving you exactly what you need when you need it. You take the reins off of Beyonce, it's going to be a problem. Problem.
Oh no. She's definitely she's Beyonce. You know what? I don't even think she's in a category. It's like top 5 and then Beyonce. Like,
I mean, then
Beyonce got her own shit.
Then you gotta bring in like Aretha Franklin. You got to bring in Celine Dion. Like when you start talking about overall, like
Yeah.
oh my goodness, we bring the females in. What about Fantasia? Are you kidding me?
No, Fantasia's crazy. And Mary
Here's what Mary
J.
is.
Blige.
Let me tell you
Now,
something.
if you
Here's what
looking
Mary
for
is.
that shit, you looking for Jodeci? Oh, Mary is like
Mary, listen, the growth of Mary J's vocal is unlike anything I've ever seen.
We all over the place.
In music.
We got Whitney Houston, like we got that, like we tapping into a
we got
new
Whitney.
core.
Oh yeah, we got Whitney. We got Brandy.
Oh, let me tell you something. I know a lot of R&B singers, superstars that I'm friends with. They all study Brandy. Brandy was the blueprint. I'm telling you, big time singers.
Brandy was
study Brandy.
Brandy was the R&B version of the blueprint, but where that blueprint came from is a woman by the name of Kim Burrell.
Yes.
When I say she is I'm talking about like the whole album, the blueprint. Kim Burrell is the blueprint.
In my top 5, you can say what you want, but Stephanie Mills in my top 5.
Ooh, strong.
She's in my top 5.
Strong. You gonna make me pull Gladys Knight out of the pot. You gonna make me do that.
That's a little bit different. But where are we going with this, man?
I don't know.
Marvin, Teddy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think Teddy. You know, Kim Burrell. Woo!
Monster.
I mean, and somebody you know what I've been listening a lot to? A lot. Though when I say a lot, every morning I've been waking up. And this is great. You're really not ready for this. You're not thinking about this one. Smokey Robinson.
Come on, man.
Yo, I've been waking up to Smokey every morning, 10:20. Smokey. Smokey was so smooth. But I'm realizing that he was talking that shit. I always thought he was just a nice guy.
He was a nice guy. Smokey was a monster. Imagine Smokey back in the day. Blue eyes, fair skin.
Oh yeah.
Voice of gold.
You talk about the screams.
What? He was way before Genuine. Way before Genuine.
They screaming that they want to die. Like some screams in the background of Smokey. Like he was like, yo, I want y'all to party out there. He sing the slowest song you ever heard. Ah!
Listen, bro, when I met Smokey Robinson, I met him at the Beverly, what the hotel is that in Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hilton?
No, the real famous one right there on Sunset.
Beverly Hilton with unfortunately Whitney Houston died in there.
No, not that one.
Beverly Hilton.
On Beverly Hills Sunset, like we passed Doheny, it's what is that hotel called? You know it. You stayed there. Got the bungalow.
Four Seasons?
Not the Four Seasons.
Waldorf Astoria?
Nope. Anyway, I met him there, and I'm like, Smokey Robinson, bro, man. Like, man, you one of the ghosts, man. I love your music. He's like this. Thank you, Tank. Right on, brother. I'm like, huh? Is that what you
almost died there? When he
he
said, thank you, Tank. Right on, brother. He went, yeah, you almost fell out there.
What? Thank you, Tank. Right on, brother. He didn't give me. It wasn't like, thank you, Tank. Right on, brother. No, it's like, thank you, Tank. Right on, brother. I was like, oh
yeah.
Oh, you can fight. Yeah, you can fight.
Oh no, that's Detroit. That's Detroit. Yeah. That's come on, man. Don't do that. That's Detroit blood there, man.
Don't let that fool you.
I'm gonna give y'all a joker moment. I almost killed Smokey Robinson.
Don't do this.
Yo, Tank. Now they think I lied. Now I'm gonna have to go get Smokey on here.
No, don't do this.
Confirm. Because when I say shit like this, they don't believe me, Tank.
Don't do this.
Let me tell you something, Tank. Listen, are y'all ready for the joker moment? Smokey Robinson, Fat Joe almost killed him. Listen, it's All-Star game, Los Angeles Lakers in the Staples Center.
Mm-hmm.
Smokey Robinson is going up the escalator. I see him and I lose my mind, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, Smokey, the man almost falls down he jumped and
You
almost
scared him.
fell down the escalator.
You scared
And when
Smokey
he did that, his family grabbed him. They was with him. I start to hide my face because I don't want to be the guy who killed Smokey Robinson. Yo, I'm with my daughter. She was like, "You might have killed this man. Yo, what's wrong with you, Dad? Why you?" I was like, "Yo, Ma, that's Smokey."
You
Like,
gotta yell. That's all I know to do.
yo, he almost fell down the escalator because of me, bro. I wanted to cover my face, bro. I couldn't believe it.
You would have been
Who
okay.
you met that really bugged you out? That you was like, holy shit.
I've met a few people, man. I'll tell you, my first time meeting Aaliyah was crazy. And we were in rehearsal. Genuine had hired us. And Genuine was like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know how prepared we were. When I got that job, I called my guys. I said, listen, we learning every song on the album. He said, we don't even know the set list. It don't matter what the set list is. We learned every song. We learned every song. By the time we got to LA, we was sitting behind our background mics. Genuine came walking in, you know, after we was rehearsing. And you know, when you be on the mic messing around with your songs, you know, he was kind of messing around with some of his songs that were on the album. And we come right in with the background. Shoo-be-doo. And he turned back and looked at us like, oh, y'all know that? We know everything. And he just started running off songs. We was like, shoo-be-doo. Every song. Let's go. We started rehearsing. He said, I got the best background singers in the world. I'm telling everybody. Right? So he went to Aaliyah's, I got the best background singers ever. You don't want no smoke with my background singers. And 2 days later, we're at rehearsal. In comes walking Aaliyah. And it was like, that's not Aaliyah. That's you know how some people walk with light and they float when they're walking? It was like that. It was like light and floating. There was floating and there was light. I knew she was taking steps, but it didn't look like she was taking steps. Look like she was on a conveyor belt.
She was just floating.
Just float. And Genuine was like, let's hit that. And we started singing and she was like, and we stopped singing and went down. Y'all come meet Aaliyah, man. And before I could say anything, she was like, you dope. Where you from? I was like, oh, I'm from such and such. So where your family from? Like, she started engaging me like she wasn't Aaliyah. Like I wasn't, I'm supposed to be asking you all the questions. You asking me all the questions.
Yeah, because dopeness is like people love music, and when they hear great music, you forget everything. But everything is shot down.
But you know how it is. Sometimes when you're an artist of that caliber, you don't have to do that. Like you can go, oh, nice, and keep it pushing.
Yeah, but I don't like that.
Like she engaged me in a way that I was like, and I'm asking myself like, why is she like that? Like why is she so cool and angelic and talking to me and let
me tell you something.
Blew my mind.
Let me tell you.
Blew my mind.
Let me tell you how unfortunately I took Aaliyah for granted. We were signed to the same record label, and we had maybe 30 things we did together. Interviews, I would be on one side of the room doing interviews, she'd be in the other. We were going to events because we were both signed to Atlantic. At the time, I was the biggest rapper on Atlantic. She was the biggest singer. Yeah. So anything we did, they were like, and I took her for granted. I never really you know, it was always cool. It was always like, hey, Joe, my wife. And it's crazy. One day I'm watching like you know, when you board the deaf in quarantine, I'm watching old videos of me and Pun performing on YouTube. And I didn't remember it was in Harlem. You could look the shit up. Y'all can Google it up. Me and Pun performing, and Aaliyah came out with us. I didn't even remember this shit. I swear to God. And she was like, you know, I love these guys. These are my guys, and make some noise for them. And we're standing behind her like, and then, you know, you almost think like, because she been gone so much that shit ain't happened. Like, you're like, wow, we really was there. Where I took her for granted, right? Rest in peace, Aaliyah. I love you.
Absolutely.
And another thing about floating, I don't want to get this man in trouble. Shout out my wife. She is tuned in. Okay? She never comments. She is on one, brother.
Mine might be
And
tuned in
I
too.
don't even want to look at the shit, right? So I'm in the studio with Rico Love, and
My guy.
Usher's there with us. And Rico says, call Joe, call Joe, call Joe. Rico calls me. I go to the studio. I talk to Usher. Usher's like, yo, I want to go to the club. And I'm like, it's only me and Usher, right? And I'm like, this is Usher's 10 platinum, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Usher, the biggest Usher.
Absolutely.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. That Usher,
Right.
Hanging on shit and like,
do the move, Joe. Shit.
I'm telling you the truth. This is like, I was nervous because I was like, damn, I got to hold this guy. Guys, at least at the prime of 10 million sold, those guys don't come out for a while. For at least a year or two till it calms down.
It's different.
He wants to go to where the shit is at. Y'all want to go where it's popping. Take me where all the mommies at, everything. Take me in that motherfucker, this and that. So we go in Miami to like, it must have been an off day because it was the smallest spot. And I'm in there with Usher, bro. This guy starts dancing in the same spot. No. Now listening to me, Tank.
Yeah.
You talk about Aaliyah walking by, floating like if they had her like on a movable crane. This motherfucker was dancing in one spot to where I literally had to look at his feet to see if he was levitating in the same spot. He was like, and he wasn't going nowhere, but he was like floating. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's crazy. But I couldn't believe the shit. He had a great time. Another guy, real quick, that I forced to go out with me. Forced. So Ricky Martin, he wanted me and Pun to do a song with him. And, we was really hardcore, killer gangster rap shit, and this had nothing to do with if he was gay or not, because people, we didn't even know. He was a king, a Latino king.
He was a superstar at that time. Yeah.
Like a Beyond, right? He was living la vida loca.
Crazy.
Right? And we doing this. Then in the middle of it, and he's like insisting on doing the song with us. And so I never knew, because I was living in Miami, he invites me to the crib. I go to his house, which is another story, sick as shit in the world. Nothing but Lamborghinis all over, all shit. He got the studio in his house. The moral to the story is, he really wanted me to do this song. And I kind of like didn't want to do the song. This is another Joker moment. It's not disrespecting. It's just he was living la vida loca, and we was out here being as gangsters you could be.
Gooning,
right? And we was gooning, and
the
I was like,
didn't match.
And so while we talking, I said, yo, Ricky, man, like, I live 3 minutes from here. I said, you never went to the Publix supermarket? Like, where the fuck does Ricky Martin come? How does he live here? He said he been living in this house for like 10 years. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't go to the pizza shop on the...
Never seen him.
Where the fuck are you, Ricky? Like, I cannot believe. He says, oh, no, Joe, I never come out the house. And I'm like, you see, you never hear all my stories. I'm like, yo, Ricky, what do you mean? He said, I don't come out the house. I said, but you never been to the Publix in the corner, right? And so part of my negotiation was, in order for me to do the song, you have to come with me to the club. He was like,
no way.
Club? Now,
no
this guy just sold 50 million records.
Right.
He was like, club? I've never been in a club in my life. What do you mean? Like, I was like, yo, Ricky, the only way I'm doing this song with you is if you meet me at Club Privé tonight at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, Ricky Martin showed up and had the fucking time of his life.
I know.
And let me tell you something. The fucking black girls, they was trying to tear this guy's fucking shirt off of him.
Went crazy.
Like, he threw the TS chain on, the big one. No, he danced all night with the whole club. And they was on him like, Ricky, like, they want to tear this guy up. And he partied all night. And I was like, damn, I fucked with Ricky. Next day, we did the song. Next day, I was like, yo, Ricky, you got it. You kept it real with me. You came
That's
out.
dope.
And,
That's
I was
dope.
just, I just wanted to see him out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see him out, having
Have a good
time.
time. Like,
man.
it's hard to enjoy that kind of success. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, that level of success is so crazy. Like, I was just talking to my barber about this. I was like, bro, I think Floyd Mayweather is the only billionaire that's hosting clubs in the street.
He just loves the shit.
He in the street.
He love the chicks. He love the
he
shit.
riding bikes down south. He on a bike. Joe, he's on a bicycle on South Beach. Riding on a bicycle.
Floyd Mayweather don't give a fuck. The champ is the man.
That's the.
I live vicariously through Floyd Mayweather.
I
Floyd
don't.
Mayweather is that dude.
Floyd Mayweather is a modern day pharaoh, and I don't.
He is.
And I don't.
He's the king.
I call him. You know what I call him?
I was in Dubai with Floyd Mayweather. This is a true fucking story. They getting a lot of shit tonight.
Right.
They getting a lot of shit tonight. I was in Dubai, and Floyd Mayweather was in Dubai, right? And we were hanging out. And I walked in the store, and there was like a $40,000 pony skin sexy fucking jacket, like, and I looked at it, and it was so dope. It was his birthday. I wanted it for me, and I said, you know what? I gotta buy this for the champ. I went and bought the fucking, because I'm not a pharaoh. I'm not ill enough for this shit. But I knew one of us had to have it. I knew somebody I knew had to have this coat, and it had to be the champ.
Yeah.
And so I show up, we hanging out, the champ, I got you something. Oh, thank you, brother. This is that. Next day I seen him, he was like, yo, bro. Like, just because, he knew I dropped that bag on that. He said, yo, oh, man. I was like, champ, I saw it, and all I could think of was you. All I could think of was you. You had to have it.
You had to have it. You had to have it.
This guy wear cowboy boots or some shit. He don't give a fuck. Floyd
I'm gonna give
shit.
Here's how it kicked off for me. I'm good as this 2000 and maybe 2008, 2009. I'm in between albums. I get a call from Floyd Mayweather. Hey, Floyd Mayweather wants you to come sing at this event he's throwing for the kids outside in Vegas for this charity thing. Floyd gets on the phone like, man, I love your music, man. Love your music. Like, how much do you charge? At this time, I'm charging maybe about $12.5, maybe 15 on a good day.
That's money.
Right.
Money,
and so he's like, Tank, how much you charge? I was like, well, shit, I know me charge about 30,000. He said, cool. I'll wire it to you in the morning. It's all good. All right, we'll set up the flights and everything, and I'll see you next week. I was like, what? Floyd wired me that money. I said, we rich.
Yo, let me tell you something.
And here's what I found out. I found out that Floyd is an R&B junkie.
Oh, yes, he is.
I go to my first time going to the gym, him working out, hitting the bag. We are singing Temptations. We are singing OJ's. We singing Patti LaBelle. My song comes on. He is working 3 hours of work, hardcore. I mean, you've seen it, hardcore.
Yeah. I'm like that too.
R&B music.
I'm more R&B. Fat Joe's more R&B than hip hop.
Well, I know why you're R&B. You already said why you're R&B, because R&B is the balance for you.
Yeah, it's the balance, man. I can't get in the car and listen to all this hip hop shit.
Listen, every old school gangster I know, every real G I know, they listen to R&B music.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. All right, before we get off, because my battery's wasting out, truly appreciate your time. The fans love you. Do you have a Keith Sweat story for me?
Keith Sweat? Oh, come on, man.
Keith Sweat.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the sweat. All right?
I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
people don't know about Keith Sweat. Now, this situation is cool now, but I'm gonna just give you some insight. At this time, Jacquees is saying, "I'm the king of R&B," right? So we're doing the show in Atlanta, right? So Sweat's not on the show, but I bring him to come out with me, right? So before I get there, Sweat is doing an interview, right? And he's doing an interview, and somebody asked him about who's the king of R&B music right now. And Sweat is answering saying, you know, I don't know much about no king. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I've been doing my thing. And in the middle of him saying that, Jacquees runs over and says, "I'm the king of R&B." Everybody know I'm the king of R&B. Fuck all
I saw that.
In the middle of Keith Sweat's interview. So they say Keith just looks at him, turns around, and walks off. Now, when I get there, I walk in. I'm like, "Sweat, what's going on?" "Man, I'm about to fuck this little nigga up. This nigga don't know who the fuck he playing with." Nigga. I'm like, "Sweat, no, Sweat." Because people don't know this about Sweat. Like, Sweat will fuck you up. Sweat can fight. He's not
Yo, I FaceTime Keith Sweat and he be running 10,000 miles right now. Back up. I mean, like, yo,
he said, I'm gonna fuck that little nigga up. That nigga don't know who the fuck he fucking with. He need to understand. I said, oh, no, hold on. No. I don't think. So I'm running over to Jacquees and I'm like, "Bro, what happened?" He's like, "Nah, he was talking about some king." I said, "No, he wasn't. He wasn't even talking about you. It wasn't about." He said, "It wasn't?" I said, "Nah, he want to fuck you up right now." He said, "Nah, big bro. Nah." He said, "Nah, big bro. I would never disrespect the Sweat. I was just saying that I was the king." I said, "Man, you gotta talk to the Sweat, man, because the Sweat want to see about you." And this is one time. There was another time where Neo, good friend of mine, all these guys are good friends of mine. Neo was like, he didn't mean to say it this way, but they were asking something about him getting older in music and doing different venues and being on different radios. He was like, "This, nah, I mean, I'm saying, like, I'm still young. Like, I ain't Keith Sweat yet."
Oh.
Sweat called me, said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to fuck this nigga Neo up." You know what I'm saying? He don't know. He don't know who the fuck he talking about, using my name, talking about I'm old and shit. I tell him who old the fuck old when I see that nigga. Listen, we on a show in Chicago. Keith Sweat is closing. I'm on the show. Neo's on the show. I run to Neo's room. I said, "Bro, I need to talk to you." He said, "What?" I said, I need to talk to you. We go in his room. I said, "Listen, you got to apologize to Keith Sweat." He said, "What I do?" I said, "The way you made reference to his name, you made it sound like he was old and outdated. Like you would never be in that space." And he felt that. He want to do something to you. I think you should go and talk to him." Ooh. He said, "Big bro, I didn't even know. I'll go to." And, you know, Neo went and sat and talked with the Sweat, and they made amends, and everything has been fine.
Somebody just called Keith Sweat the Suge Knight of R&B.
Listen, the moral of the story is Keith Sweat will fuck you up. And people don't understand, like, I take pages out of Keith Sweat's book. Keith Sweat has 2-inch master reels of his music in his garage that he's owned. People didn't realize Keith Sweat had a label back when artists having labels wasn't a thing. They didn't give artists that. Sweat had his label. He owned his masters. All that Cut Close and all that 4 or 5.
That's crazy because I was there. I love Cut Close. If you wanna,
come on now,
really want it.
Sing a Silk song. Like, sing a Silk song. Keith Sweat owns the master.
Silk. That's Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat.
He has the master to make it last forever. The master is his.
Yeah, you know, I was in there one day. I was at Rock Nation, and I hope I ain't talking too much because they're very private and secretive. But I just happened to walk in Desiree's office the day that Jay-Z bought back, not his masters, the 2-inch reels to his first album. So it was a big deal. They were in there like pulling out the 2-inch reels, like, yo, Dead Presidents. Yo, and they was going in there, and I was like, so I know what you're saying, that he owns the 2-inch, the actual reels.
He owns it. Like, he owns his masters. A lot of the shows we used to be on in big arenas, right? I'll be like, this thing sold out. Me and Keith Sweat by ourselves, we do 8,000 people, 7,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a couple openers. And I'm like, this song crazy. And he just be sitting there, yeah, it's good, baby. This is what we do. Keith Sweat was the promoter of the show. I had no idea. He was promoting all them shows.
I did my birthday, what was it, like 2 years ago? Thank God, because I didn't get to celebrate last year, right? And I went crazy. I had SWB, Keith Sweat, Floyd Mayweather was there, Tiffany Haddish, everything, right? And but the point is, I threw my birthday on a Sunday because Keith Sweat, you know, he's one of my favorite ever. He was booked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the whole summer, every day. And he was like, look, I'm only open the 24th on a Sunday. I was like, yo, Sweat. And I was like, yo, this motherfucker getting money. Like, I was like, I'm telling my crew, like, yo, y'all better step. You remember that shit, Danny, right? Yeah. I start screaming at y'all motherfuckers, like, yo, why we ain't get money like Keith Sweat? This boy on the road Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's crazy, man.
Keith Sweat will call me out of the blue and be like, look, man, whatever movie ideas you got, because I know you're doing your acting thing and all of that, whatever you got, you let me know what you want to do and I'll fund it. You know, I'll pay for the whole thing and get you. I'm like, Sweat, how much money do you have? That's not, we ain't gonna get all into that bag. We ain't gonna get all into that.
No, he got it. And let me tell you something about Keith Sweat. He jumped on Atlanta before everybody. So Keith Sweat, if you talking about you'll go, people be like, yo, you go to Atlanta with 500,000 and have a mansion 3 acres long. Now, imagine in '88 when Keith Sweat was buying land out there.
Sweat bought houses, not a house.
Yeah.
He bought houses.
Yeah. He bought some shit. I know it. My brother, I love you. I thank you, Tank, for coming on
Joe,
here.
I gotta ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the single?
No, not yet. What's the name of the single?
Can't Let It Show. They told me they was gonna send it to you.
No, they don't have to. We're gonna blast that shit right now. Come on. What's the name of it? Tank, Can't Let It Show. Let's go. Get a stone out the fucking building right now. You know what to do. Make the neighbors call the cops, goddammit. Tank, we can't get Tank what? Tank, what's the name of the song?
It's called Can't Let It Show. Can't
Let It Show. By Tank. Hold up, Tank. Don't go nowhere. Because I gotta prove it to you.
They said they didn't send that email. I need to know that right now. They were supposed to send that to you.
They might have sent it. I'm not professional like that, Tank. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a fuck up. Don't worry. It might have been my fault completely. I swear to you. I'll send you a shot of the. I'll send you. Uncle Dan can't spell right now. Come on.
No, I'm trying to find it. I just can't find it. See if you find it. Tank. Can't Let It Show.
So is it out already on Spotify and all that shit?
It drops tonight at 12.
Oh, so we don't have it, Tank?
No, I had them send you the record.
Oh, I don't have it right now. What I will do.
You were going to get a free release.
Because they didn't come out. I'll start the show tomorrow, make a movie with it, you know, do my dance, do my ritual. You know how Ellen doing shit when she come inside and start rocking?
Absolutely.
I swear to God, I got you. Can't Let It Show. And I'm sure, listen, I don't want to get nobody fired. They might have sent it to me. Like, I'm not professional like that.
We're all a work in progress, Joe. We all are.
Yeah. God bless you, my brother. I love you, Ken.
Man,
thanks for everything.
Bless to you, brother. Absolutely.
Peace,
appreciate
brother.
you, man.
One love. Oh, no, man. Yo, Tank, you never know who I know, and you never know. You never know. You never know who's the greatest guest on earth. This week has been so amazing. Tank led us on some Joker moments There will never be. It was so incredible. Lorenz Tate was one of my greatest interviews as well. Tank he tries to play it down. He's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. He's worked with Beyonce, Aaliyah, anybody you can name, Jamie Foxx. He is such a living legend. Tomorrow we will start the show off with Tank's single. Shout out to Michael Mann. I see you, Walik. What's going on? Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. And it means if you ever went through something, if you ever been through something and your people don't hold you down, don't be a fool and stay with those people because they ain't got your back. They already proved it to you. Move on. And trust God. Believe in God. Good times and bad times. And I know we get there. Sometimes the shit you say to yourself, man, when I'm going to go crazy? If you like me, you say to yourself, when I'm going to go crazy? When am I going to snap? When is it much too much for me? Because shit be happening it's off the fucking charts. And you got to take it. And so I pray to God. That's the only thing I can do, man. Sometimes you just got to pray. And I pray to God, God, please, my God. Please, these people trying to finish me, God. I need some more time on here. Please, God, they trying to finish me. And so that might happen to you. So do yourself the favor. Trust God through the good, through the bad. Believe in God. This is the biggest show on earth. If you want to know what happened in the hip-hop community, you come here. Ain't nothing else moving but this. Tomorrow night, I'll be in a special location with my brother, Ted Smooth, in his studio. And we're going to turn the fuck up. They're going to throw us off of Instagram. We're going to start with that Tank song, Can't Let It Show. I see my brother Buck Wild, DITC. You seen that picture I let go today, Throwback Thursday. Seen that young Joey Crack. It's all in the eyes, Chico. The eyes never lie. The eyes never lie. Enjoy. It's the biggest. When it was on one. Oh,